taste and flavor has been changing throughout the time. Like in the beginning, I felt when I inhaled the tea and then I tried to take a sip, I was actually quite surprised by the taste because I couldn't guess what taste would be from the flavor. So it was very interesting, like earthy experience. I almost could visualize that in color. But later on, that smokiness, it sort of disappeared very strangely. After a while, I couldn't really sense it anymore, although in the beginning it was so strong. So this like sensory transformation was quite interesting. Like every time I breathed in the tea, it was slightly different. It was it also like I didn't feel much over stuff going on around this area like my wife did. But what I felt like pulsation, certain kind of pulsations around this area, like under my nose when I was breathing out. And then after a while, I kind of felt strong, like quite strong sensation on top of my nose. But that was very, very interesting, especially when we started singing. I could sort of, like it was almost vibrating along with this song. You know? It was a very interesting experience. So very enjoyable, unexpected.
Thank you so much for inviting us here. Well, I think it's very interesting because it changes throughout these 30 minutes. My experience changes. The strength of the tea changes. And also when it's hotter, it has another effect than when it's cold, I think. And it has its kind of smoky flavor to it that I think had a special effect on the body. I felt it to be very grounding, but I felt the main area of my body where I experienced was like this area, like the stomach liver area, maybe, where most of, I tried to feel my fingers and the toes, but I didn't have a lot of sensations, but it stayed mostly like here in this area of my right side. That was my experience. It was a very nice experience. Thank you.
My personal observation is that the second round, the tea, right, it made me burp a bit more and faster. First round, the tea, I didn't really sweat at all, but the second round, I can feel the sweat droplets. And it's a different feeling because when I was drinking the tea, I feel like there's this sensation in the middle of my chest. I cannot explain it. And then there's a bit of warming sensation that travels from my lower body upwards. And then I felt a bit of tingling in my cheek. Then I think my left eye also, like, there was a bit of tearing, I don't know why. Yeah, so it's interesting. So just to be able to focus on the drinking experience itself and the different sensations that you feel around your body. So thank you.
I was trying to compare between the first session and the second session. So the second session, I burped more. Actually, both sessions I do feel like warm sensation in the middle part of my body and my chest. Yeah, and interestingly, both sessions at the start, my right leg gets a bit numb, but then after a while, then it just like goes away. Yeah. So second session, I think first session I was still, it's new to me, so I'm still trying to get used to drinking and observing how my body reacts. So the second time, a bit more like used to it and more experience. So I try to concentrate on like drinking the tea and also try to sit upright and the posture because one thing is like, because we are sitting down, so I do feel like my back feels a bit more swan, like not used to sitting for too long, like in a sitting position for so long. So I try to keep my posture upright and concentrate on like the tea. And I think the second session, I feel a bit more of a runny nose towards the end. Yeah, maybe because when I was sipping and then it starts to regulate around my body. So that's how my body reacted.
Experience it quite good for my body. I can feel it. And then sweat a lot, that is normal because the heat, the tea that you go down to your body. But only thing I feel burping is not much, but only thing the lungs feel like coughing and then a lot of phlegm coming out. So I think this is quite beneficial. If it is not only that you come one time then you benefit, I think need to continue.
今天我就出了很多的汗，包括我这个胳膊上全是汗已经就是差不多透了。可能在身体比较弱的时候，这个茶的功效会非常的明显。我之前呢没有太多不舒服，身体是正常状态下，没有那么明显。一旦你身体要是不舒服，你喝一下，你会感觉非常的明显。这是我这次最深刻的体会。谢谢。
谢谢。